VERYDARKMAN and Sowore, the ancestors have something to say. Listen and pay attention, Akebula, and listen and pay attention, my people. You see, if you think that the clash between VERYDARKMAN and Sowore only got to do with the arrest and detention of B. Lord, then you do not really understand what is happening. You are not close to wisdom. You are not the true son of Akebula. Pay attention, let me teach you. First, I want to apologize to my non-West African family members who mostly might not relate to this that I'm about to explain to you, because these two public figures are most likely influential in West Africa and in Nigeria. Although a lot of you outside this geographical location might as well know them, but their base is Nigeria. Let me teach you something about it. Pay attention. In recent time, there's been a clash and a fuse between these two public figures in the Nigerian space, and I have seen a lot of things happening. Listen to the words of wisdom. It got nothing to do with the arrest and detention of B. Lord. B. Lord only happens to be an avenue through which this tension that has piled off for a long time exploded. Yes, it will always happen. This would have always happened with or without the arrest and detention of B. Lord. It only happened to be an avenue through which it happened. Pay attention. To really understand what is happening, you must first understand that this is a clash of ideology, but not just ideology. I will reveal as I explain. To understand what is happening, you must first understand the two figures, VERYDARKMAN and Sowore. Who is Sowore? Sowore happens to be a man who usually calls out corrupt politicians and criticizes government policies, especially when it does not align with public interest. But of recent, the people has refused to agree with his recent criticism. Why? Because he criticized a man whom the people saw to be a beacon of hope and a light in darkness. Because you cannot tell a man who has been in darkness for a long time and then experience light that that light is not enough to be called light. No, the people will disagree because they knew what darkness was. Because the desert teaches you more to value water than the ocean could ever will. So the people say, no, we are not on you on this one. You cannot criticize a man who brought light to us in darkness. So the people disagreed on him on this one. But who really is Sowore? When some people want to make jest, they call him SUG president. That is derogatory. Who really is Sowore? He is a man who has been shaped by years of protest, a man who has been shaped by structure, a man who has been shaped by the language of human right. On the other hand, who is VERYDARKMAN? VERYDARKMAN happens to be a product of digital age, a voice that was built on exposure, call-outs, and direct public accountability towards social media. He speaks for direct public accountability through social media. Different ideologies, different perspective, different way of doing things, all in one country. History has shown, not once or twice, that when you have different ideologies and different perspectives as this in one country, when they collide, it rarely stays calm. That is what you are experiencing between these two figures at this point in your country, Nigeria. Pay attention. It has happened before. Let me take you to South Africa. Apartheid regime. Nelson Mandela and Steve Biko all wanted the same thing, change in the country. But they believed in different approaches and different ideologies. Nelson Mandela believed in organized resistance and negotiation. But Steve Biko believed in psychological awakening and radical consciousness. The same goal, different method and ideology. They don't always agree. If we take it outside our beloved continent, Akebula, and take it to our brothers in the America, during the birth of civil rights movement, Martin Luther King Jr., blessed memory, Malcolm X, blessed memory, they both stood on the same ground of justice, but they spoke with different tone. One believed in non-violence, the other believed demanding urgency by any means necessary. Different ideology, different perspective, different ways of doing things. They never agreed sometimes. But look at your country, Nigeria, and look at these two figures. You will tell yourself the truth, that what is clashing right here is not just ideology. There is ego in the room. There is ego in the room. One voice says, I have been here for a long time, from the days of Abiola. I have been here. I have paid the price. You are the new kid in the block. You should listen to me. The other voice replies and says, this is a new era. Influence has changed. I lead this new era. Pops, get used to it. And so somewhere in between, tension is born. And so public attention turns to personal attention. That is what is happening between these two figures in your country. So what happens when these things happen? The people will begin to choose side. But the people must understand and ask themselves a simple question. What happens when two powerful voices that command attention and public opinion collide and clash in a time when corruption still breathes and the system still bends against the common man? Because if you look at your country right now, attention is shifting from outward toward the system, inward towards personal conflict. Who benefits? The people or the system? The answer is the system. Because the time that should be given to calling out corrupt elements in society, that attention and energy is now being redirected towards two voices that commands public attention. That is time wasted. It is not about picking sides. It's about asking yourself a question. Is this a clash of truth or a clash of control? You must understand that change do not care where it comes from. Change can come from the north, it can come from the south, it can come from the west, it can come from the east. But as long as change has come, history remembers those who lay down their pride and their ego to bring the change for the common people. It must be on the people and not on self. Be you the one who has been on the block since the days of Methuselah and the one who is currently controlling the new age of influence, you must understand that the people must be the focus and the attention. It must be on Ubuntu, Uhuru and Iwebike, not an individual. Not an individual. So one must never get jealous that a kid is born in this block. And a kid born in this block must not feel that he can do it alone. Ubuntu must be born, Uhuru must be born, Iwebike must be born. Because by the time we spend our energy fighting one another, the system underground does whatever they want to do. Listen to the words of wisdom. The both people must understand that the sky is too big to accommodate both the eagle and the hawk. That's why our ancestors said, let the eagle perch and let the hawk perch. The one who said the other won't perch, let its wing break, we say, Ase. Listen to the words of wisdom, my brothers in Nigeria. For wisdom is the principal thing. I give you love and peace. Focus your energy, direct it on those who are extorting the common man. Don't waste it on each other. Let love guide your heart. And let the change we fight in Akebulan be reclaimed. For wisdom is the principal thing. The ancestors have spoken. Wisdom is the principal thing, my people. It is.
VERYDARKMAN vs. Sowore, you know, a lot of emotions have been going on social media for the past few days because two influential people are currently at loggerhead. I've seen a lot of videos, but you all need to understand that it is not actually about who is right, but about what is right, what is legally right, morally right, and ethically right. So it should be about facts, and I've always talked about intent. So for you to fully understand what's actually going on, you have to go to the beginning. What's the foundation? So grab the popcorn, click the follow button, and listen attentively. To the end, you would understand with this analysis. So first of all, you have to really understand who VERYDARKMAN is, who Sowore is, and the real reason why they're having this back and forth, and why a lot of people and the public are actually very interested. Now, bring B-Lord into the equation. So there's a saying, when two big elephants fight, it's mostly the grass that's going to like suffer. Like, it's mostly about proving something, but you all are underestimating something. Very Dark Man over the years have had a thing or two with people, big people, influential people, right? In which B-Lord is one of them, but who actually made VDM who and what he is today. Your hate, yes, your hatred. Many of you think Very Dark Man is big and very influential as he is today because some people love him. No, it is the hatred, the hate that actually make VDM who he is today. Like, many of you still don't understand that one of the ways that Very Dark Man thrives is through chaos. And there's only one simple reason that nobody has been able to bring him down: integrity. Now, looking at Very Dark Man, he studied and understood this game well before he started playing. Yeah, that is why he himself came out to confess his past before anybody can actually use his past against him. In which the only thing people that are against VDM, the only thing they talk about or bring out is his past, in which he himself has already confessed and talked about. Now, put your emotions aside. Don't forget, it will never be about who is right. It will always be about what is factually right. Now, most of you usually forget VDM came from nothing. He always has nothing to lose. But now look at B-Lord. B-Lord already and always will have everything to lose. So whenever VDM stand against someone or someone stands against VDM, a lot of people will naturally, the haters will naturally go and support the person that is standing against VDM, obviously. Now, you have to always have it at the back of your mind that most people, most humans always move emotionally. But one thing that actually distinguishes VDM is that he mostly moves logically. And even though VDM has a morally bad past, which he confessed himself, his integrity is always intact. You need to understand that the difference between VDM and every single person he has stood up against is that none of these people have 100% of integrity or can prove that they have 100% of integrity like Very Dark Man does. Now, B-Lord, a young businessman into exchange of money, right? B-Lord has been accused of scam by different people. His integrity is not 100% intact. Okay, he's rich, a supposed billionaire. VDM then called him out and he got dirty. Both then became very petty with their back and forth, online banter. Until the issue of identity theft arose, which is criminal. Because B-Lord used Very Dark Man's identity to make money. So B-Lord printed a fake flight ticket. B-Lord posted that VDM is coming to Onitsha, that people should come and see VDM. His picture, made VDM an ambassador of Blunt, right? Blunt Gadgets. Then told Kataife he paid VDM 500 million, which was streamed on live. 500 million to be his ambassador. B-Lord also posted Very Dark Man was coming to Abuja, still made Very Dark Man ambassador of Blunt Gadget and everything. Now, B-Lord C said Very Dark Man has approved Billpoint as the #1 app to Billpoint that a lot of people have complained that they were scammed, right? And VDM talked about so identity theft. You see, secure VDM's pictures. Well, B-Lord still put Very Dark Man's face on a billboard. The gift card pay bills on app like VDM approved and endorsed all these. You see how big of identity theft this is, especially in business. Now, this is where you need to pay attention, Nigerians. When all this were happening, people that hate VDM were gassing B-Lord up. But don't forget, for Very Dark Man, it's about hate. That hate is what is keeping him there at that top. Yeah? Okay, think about this. If Very Dark Man made a statement that he controls the media, and it is fact. For example, if Very Dark Man decide not to talk, post, or do anything on social media for a month, how do you think the social media space will feel empty? People will not have anything to talk about, especially people that make VDM the only reason and sole reason they post on social media. Most blogs or content creators won't have anything to post. People won't really have anything to talk about. So it is that hate that makes VDM richer and puts him where he is, gets more followers, gets talked about. VDM is currently the most influential person, in 2026. Some people googled it. The more hate, the more powerful VDM gets. But don't forget, this guy, despite all this, always have nothing to lose. Nothing. Money, nothing. Status, nothing. And to crown it all, his integrity is 100% intact. Nothing on him. But B-Lord, on the other hand, has everything to lose. Everything. But the people gassing B-Lord up has everything to gain. Because the more they also talk and badmouth VDM, the more they get support from his haters online. People that don't like Very Dark Man, when they see someone talk against Very Dark Man, they would naturally go and support the person. It's natural. That's how the social media space works. So whoever you see gassing up anybody that is fighting VDM, or whoever you see talking bad against VDM, the person doesn't actually care. The person needs the attention, and it's getting the attention. We always get the attention because don't forget VDM thrives on the hate too. Now, in all this, people get lost, especially emotionally. Now, let's take it back. When Bilod got arrested, a lot of people were saying it's fake. Like D1, VDM's fan page, like they don't see him enter the Black Maria. Okay, it was later announced that Bilod was arrested. Okay, Bilod will come out Monday. Bilod didn't come out. Okay, Bilod will come out. Okay, this Monday. Okay, now they are saying the judge will sit on Friday. But don't forget, doing all these things that they are talking and everything, Bilod is still suffering for it. That is what you need to understand. Even Bilod as a person, no matter the hate and everything, VDM is outside, Bilod is still suffering for it. This Friday, Bilod might still not get out, right? So who is losing? Who is gaining? Bilod will always be losing. These people talking against VDM, they are gaining something. And VDM is just there. Now, where does Sowore come in? VDM as a person always says he's not an activist. There is a reason why. Sowore, everybody knows Sowore is an activist, one XUG that's fought, don't protest, against government, right? So Sowore is influencer, especially, always trying to fight for the oppressed, right? But there's something called a selective behavior, like every human has it, even in your career path, anything you do. So there's something called selective activism too. Like there was one time I said, nobody actually does anything for free. Whatever you are doing, you expect something in return, even if it is not financial or monetary. Now, over the time, Sowore and VDM has been engaged in some ways on different things. So it is safe to say at the point, Sowore's and VDM's vision kind of align, especially, the lawyers involved, Barrister Deji and, Masha. So you can actually establish this as a circle. Now, the day Bilod was arrested, remember Sowore's tweets? That is the beginning, the genesis of this. Sowore called it oppression, made it public. But don't forget, the haters of VDM are always waiting and looking for something to grab. If VDM doesn't post for a week, they don't talk. Once VDM posts, they only look for loopholes. Now, they always look for someone that can actually go against VDM. That is their main job. Their job is to go to you and gas you up so you will be able to go out there and face VDM that never has anything to lose. But these people that are coming to face VDM always have something to lose, and most of them doesn't have integrity 100%, unlike VDM himself. Now, don't forget, it is not about who is right, but what is factually right, ethically and morally. Don't forget the cycle, right? Sowore, obviously, when he heard or when he saw what was going on between VDM, like everybody knows what's going on between VDM and Bilod, the band and everything, the billboard. Now, when he saw that Bilod was remanded, obviously the right thing, the correct thing, the sensible thing to do is to contact VDM or VDM's lawyer or anybody and ask how far. But Sowore termed it oppression, which that word alone, triggered a lot. So since it was made public, that is a direct hit to VDM, a direct hit on VDM's brand, on VDM's name. You have to understand that. But don't forget, I always talk about intent. What is your reason for doing something? Everybody has a reason. Yes. Now, when Sowore begins to grant interviews, Sowore kept hammering on, trademark, but VDM actually didn't send Bilod to prison because of trademark. It was because of the identity theft. Most people saw the charges against Bilod. Even a lot of people went with the narration, say VDM na Inspector General. Now VDM out to now, even VDM's fan page, the haters, right? VDM now to come out. Most people actually don't understand the law, how the law works. Now, this is Sowore coming Superman, Spider-Man, like a savior to Bilod, right? In which they started making him out. We removed Bilod. Now, Bilod has spent over 2 weeks and still in prison. Now, it is now shifting. It's not even about Bilod again. It's not about Sowore and VERYDARKMAN. And because one thing you all didn't realize is that when someone is influential or popular enough, their take on something always matter. Now, it is not even about a take from Sowore. It is about a belief from Sowore. So it is about a declaration from Sowore. So it is about stylishly tarnishing someone's image, intentionally calling them an oppressor, someone you think you are close to. And that's what a lot of people will go for. Don't forget, this Sowore person knows VDM as haters that would actually bank and ride on that. So now what do you naturally expect VDM as a person, a brand, to do? Protect his brand and fight back. It is a natural human instinct, animal instinct. People protect their territory and fight back, which then brought about the unmasking of Sowore. Many of you would think when VDM and Sowore were cool, something like this happened, did VDM come out to unmask Sowore? Nah. But Sowore came for VDM and VDM also came for Sowore, or coming for Sowore. But don't forget, whenever VDM fights you, he would want you to prove your integrity. everybody video must always fight. You be like, how are you making? Look at Kemichi now. Federal government don't tax Kemichi 12 million. How are you making money? How are you making money? How are you making money? So if you don't have integrity 100%, be Lord, how are you making money? Now he's asking Sowore, how is Sowore making money? Like talked about his school fees. Now posted a video earlier that a man came out saying Sowore sleeps in a hotel for 1 year, that he's paying 200 and something thousand per day, and there's another 150 something million naira that is unaccounted for by Sowore. Now, apart from the age, one of the things that made VDM who he is today is because, you know, celebrities and, you know, influential and popular people always go away with whatever they do that is good or bad, and, you know, nobody calls them out. So VDM is that person that people see in this new generation as the only person that can actually call out people unprovoked, you know, call them out on their bullshit. So it is safe to say popular people, influential people are never accountable on anything, in as much as they are popular and some people think they are good. So they are bad, people overlook it, right? So now this person comes out with integrity, as he always brags about. There's a reason why he always brags about that integrity, because he knows these people. He has rolled with some of these people. He has rolled with Sowore. So he has seen things. He knows. But one thing about him is he wouldn't actually come for you unprovoked like Michi did, Sowore did. So where you come from him, he actually already asked something. Now Vivian posted something about Showore's group chat, close group. So you get what I'm saying now. So the question I will ask you now is, but before I ask the question, don't forget, in as much as all these things are happening, will VDM ever lose anything? Now the question I will ask you now is that you can support VDM, you can support Sowore, but do you think Sowore has 100% of integrity? Because if you check some comment, be like, Sowore has done this. Now it is not even about whatever Sowore has done. It is about who he actually is, his intent, and what he's actually planning to do, or whatever he's trying to use to his advantage. 2027 election is coming, right? So do you think Sowore has that 100% integrity, or he just uses all these things he does to, you know, actually, you know, scam Nigerians of their emotions? Because we all know Nigerians to be emotional, to be over religious, to be everything. Now, do you think? Also, one thing I think most people don't see or understand about VDM is VDM actually is not calculative or care about the present. He's more actually concerned about the future. And most Nigerians are more concerned about the present. They don't think about what comes. So most times when he talks or when he provides evidence of something, it's not about what is supposed to happen now. It's about what is coming in the future, or what is supposed to happen in the future. That will fly over many people's head. So well, think about all this. Go and grab more popcorn and click the follow button. I'm coming back. And don't forget, the more hates VDM gets, the more powerful he will be. Think about it. And he always has nothing to lose.